Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you today. So I'm Dr. Sabine Brels. I come from France, so sorry for my froggy accent. And I did my PhD in Canada, actually, on the globalization of animal welfare law. So I'm glad to see some familiar faces, and it's always a pleasure to feel like we are in family. So today, yes, I will address the need to improve animal law worldwide, from theory to practice. Personally, I come from the academic world, and since the last 10 years, I've been working for animal organization with a more practical, policy-oriented work. How does it work? Sorry, technical.
The laser pointer. You can use this one here, the right
yes.
and the left one.
Okay,
if you
here?
The slides,
Oh,
yes.
Great. So you're maybe familiar with this picture of a medieval animal in the courtroom. So yes, why improving animal law? Well, because crimes against animality still happen every day and everywhere in the world. 4,750 crimes per minute. And this is only the number of animals killed for food. Murders, genocides, sequestration, tortures. This is a definition of crimes against humanity. And they are all forbidden for humans. But these crimes against animality are still allowed. Can we say that their fundamental rights to live, to be free, and not to be harmed are protected? Well, murders and genocides are obviously against the right to life, the right for individual and species to live. Sequestration is against the right to be free. And of course, tortures are against the right not to be harmed. And of course, it is now time to change this. Fortunately, what I like to call the animal revolution is currently happening. As Victor Hugo said, nothing is more powerful in the world than an idea whose time has come. And this revolution is not a war, but on the contrary, it is the dire request to live in peace with other animals. Our world is transforming with the rising consciousness that animals are our sentient fellows. So this revolution is happening in many fields of our society, including in the law. That's why we can even say that the animal law revolution is on the way. We can see that with its globalization from the national to the universal level, with the multiplication of texts to protect animals, with the expansion of scope, with more and more animals and activities concerned, and with the continuous reinforcement of animal laws, obligations, bans, and penalties, with usually no backwards. That's why animal law is constantly progressing. Slowly, yes, too slowly for us animal advocates who want it to go faster, but it's progressing surely. In this map, we can see 2/3 of the world countries having laws to protect individual animals. For some animals in some activities, and 1/3 of the world countries in gray to have almost nothing to protect individual animals. But we can see that the vast majority of countries have at least something to protect animals. Here, I wanted to show the evolution of parallel phenomenon with their starting points. So it's a huge summary and not as complex as Raphael could show with animal rights cases. But it's in general with a meta vision. On the left, we can see the animal welfare law globalization starting points from the national to the European, international, and now the UN level at the United Nations. And on the right, the animal law evolution from anti-cruelty laws to animal welfare ones, and now it's a reality with emerging animal rights laws. So animal welfare law is globalizing, and animal rights law is becoming a new reality. And more than this acceleration, we can see the proportional number of texts adopted for animals with thousands now at national level, I mean in the whole world, of course. Hundreds of European legislation at the EU, so the European level and the Council of Europe. Tens of international standards adopted by the World Organization for Animal Health. And now a few UN texts, mainly the UN resolution I will talk in a bit. But yeah, despite this progress, we know that the situation is far from being ideal for billions of animals worldwide. So how to improve animal law? Well, here I would like to propose 4 keys from my professional experience. First, we can debunk obstacles. We all know the traditional arguments raised as persistent obstacles to almost every animal law proposals, economy and traditions. But fortunately, there is examples showing that these obstacles can be overcome and that animal protection can win over them. For instance, Israel was the 4th biggest foie gras producer and could ban it. The Netherlands was earning billions of euros with fur farming and could ban it. UK here has the fox hunting secular tradition and could ban it. Same in Spain with bullfighting, as Catalonia did ban it. So we can also learn from advanced examples to adopt more ambitious laws and bans. Of course, we need to adopt new legislation where they are absent, and we also need to better enforce the existing legislation, as we raised already today. Also in using proper enforcement mechanisms. And to best implement these keys, we need both theory and practice. As Leibniz said, we need to join theory with practice for the common good. So concretely, how do we go from theory to practice with animal law? Well, in theory, lawyers may make proposals to improve animal law. And in practice, these proposals are to be adopted by decision makers. And concretely, how do we go from theoretical proposals to include animals in the constitutions, as done in European countries, India, Brazil, or Egypt? And how do we go from the animal rights proposals for animal rights to be included in court decisions or now in laws to the reality of adopting them? Well, I think that we need to translate theory into practice. Why translating? Well, because the academic and the lobbying world used to speak different languages. They also tend to work differently and too often separately. In my sense, both worlds would gain a lot in working more closely together. They would gain a lot of time and energy in tightening their collaboration. And when we manage to bridge this gap, this leads to effective advocacy for animals and to more success stories. Here I want to show the successful examples of both organizations I have the chance to work with in the past years. First, Eurogroup for Animals is federating almost 100 of European organizations and could manage to obtain a strong commitment from the European Commission to end the cage age for farm animals in 2027, so just in 4 years' time. And it's now working for the Fur-Free Europe campaign, which is under consideration of the EU right now. The World Federation for Animals, working at international and UN level, was launched in 2021, and in just 1 year, it could manage to have the first UN resolution on animal welfare adopted, and it's generally working towards a new animal welfare regime at the UN. The biggest lesson I learned from these organizations is that union is strength. They are strong, united voices for animals at AU and UN level. And they show something really powerful, in that together it is possible. Together it is possible to make big changes happen for animals. That's why I would propose a brand new kind of animal law expertise for now and for the future, which is transversal, so joining animal law theory and practice, based on solid animal law data that are comprehensive and up-to-date, in order to make comparative analysis, to benchmark where are the strengths and weaknesses, and this can help to provide more strategic guidance to NGOs and policymakers who need this information to move forward for the animals. And this, both transversal expertise and the rest, can be a victory accelerator to improve animal law protection worldwide. But this is not enough, and we surely need to go further for the animals. Imagine a world where animal justice is the new paradigm. And this vision can be called world animal justice. And now imagine that we translate this vision into a concrete project aimed at defending animal rights and ending animal crimes. Well, today, in prime time, I want to launch with you the idea to create a World Animal Justice Project. And both aim can be to go far for animals' rights, to promote the legal protection of their fundamental rights, to live, to be free, and not to be harmed. And also to take actions for crimes against animality to be recognized and forbidden in international law, such as crimes against humanity are. As you hear, it is a brand new project, so if you want to get involved in this animal law revolution, please contact me to make it grow together. And I really thank you for your attention now, and I hope we will share our best ideas for animals at this conference and after. And here is my contact if you want to keep in touch, and thank you very much.